welcome back to a North Texas Weather Center forecast. And today what we're going over is the major changes to the outlook of severe weather tonight, the latest on the threats, and as well as the timing to expect for tonight across the central and southern plains. Let's get right into it. So as of right now, there is an enhanced risk now for severe weather across southern Nebraska, a good portion of central Kansas, and as well as northern and central Oklahoma. The main threats tonight will be damaging winds upwards of 80 miles per hour, the potential for very large hail upwards of potentially tennis balls to grapefruit-sized hail in a storm or two, and as well as a tornado threat. There will possibly be a few tornadoes tonight, so a lot of threats to watch very closely tonight. Here's a look at that hail outlook for tonight. The hatched area representing your potential for tennis ball or even greater hail in a few of those storms tonight. Again, that does extend all the way to the south into central Oklahoma and all the way back up to the north into central Nebraska. So a very large area that we're watching tonight. So again, make sure you're staying updated with North Texas Weather Center for the latest. Again, I'll probably go live tonight, so make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification button as well so you get the latest on those. Here's a look at the tornado outlook as well for tonight. You can see that the brown shaded region representing your potential for a few tornadoes, about 5% probability within a 25-mile radius. So again, there will be a tornado threat tonight, so definitely another thing to watch very closely. All right, let's take a look at the future radar. So most of the storms are likely not going to fire up until at least about 4 to 5 o'clock this afternoon. You can see by about 6 to 7 o'clock, we got basically a broken line of storms out into southern Nebraska and also back out into northwestern Kansas. There might be a potential for an isolated cell or two that do develop out in front of it. I do apologize. You can see maybe a storm or two that might develop out in front of it. Now, closer to like central Kansas, we might see a possibility for a discrete supercell or two, which if that does occur, we could possibly see the greatest tornado threat of something like that. Eventually, by 8 to 9 o'clock, you can see basically a broken line of storms going through a good portion of Kansas. By 10 to 11, a good cluster of storms basically all fired up around central and as well as potentially going to southern Kansas. By midnight to 1 in the morning, though, that line of storms is moving through areas like Wichita and Hutchinson. By 2 to 3, those storms will be moving into Oklahoma. Here's a look at that future radar for Oklahoma. You can see by about 2 in the morning, you're going to start to see those storms crossing over into the northern Oklahoma region. By 3 to 4 in the morning, storms are going through Stillwater and Tulsa. Most of these storms will be basically just producing damaging winds and maybe a few isolated large hailstones. That would be my only concerns after about midnight or so. So the tornado threat will die down after midnight. Eventually, these storms will move through eastern Oklahoma and eventually fizzle out after about 10 in the morning or so. And they'll eventually move into Arkansas, where very minimal threats are expected there. All right, make sure you stay updated again with North Texas Weather Center for the latest. Again, we'll be covering the severe weather. I'll likely go live sometime around 7 o'clock or so tonight, maybe a little bit later than usual, but just keep that in mind. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting, All Dents Repair, and Patriot Safe Rooms.